What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Honky Tonk Highway, episode number 32. We're back from a little 4-day break. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of the above. That way you never miss what we do here. Sorry for the little bit of delay today, but it's kind of the history this guy and I have had with getting him to come on. Today's guest, without further ado, because it's taken Niall twice to get him to work. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from West Virginia, Mr. Joey Ward. What's going on, Jay?
What's up?
How you doing up in the mountain area?
Oh, we're good. It has literally rained, I think, every day in May. But other than that, yeah, everybody that I'm close with and knows all healthy, and so is my Skype now. So
yeah, that was a little bit of a interesting day. So for those who don't know you out there, why don't you tell everyone how you got into line dancing?
Okay. Let's see. I'm getting older, so the memories.
I don't want to hear it. Really?
No, I think I must have been 10 or 11. And I was, my parents had gotten divorced when I was really young, maybe 5. And my mom had actually started this kind of as a hobby on Thursday nights. And I was always like, where in the heck are you going on Thursday nights without me? And, she told me, what she was doing. And at the time, it was in a little bar. It was called, I think we called it boot scooters or boot scooting. I mean, something like Dadios. No, I'm sorry. It was called Dadios.
I said boot scooting was appropriate for West Virginia.
Well, that's what we said where we were going. We were going boot scooting at Dadios. so yeah, I was probably 10, 11, and she wasn't fond on the idea of taking me to a bar. Number one. Number two, I couldn't get in, but they worked it out to where I was allowed during lessons because they served food. They were like a restaurant.
Right.
So from like 7 to 9, I think the latest I could be in there was 9:30, and then we left. So that's what we did on Thursdays until I was 13 or 14, and the place ended up shutting down, and then other classes started up, but they were like at the Moose and one other place. But, with the Moose, you got to be a member, and they're not really, letting, at the time, they weren't letting kids in. So anyway, got into high school, got into sports, and kind of took a little break. And I think by the time I had turned 15 or 16, that's when I had heard from somebody that I had met when I was 11 in line dance. They had said, it has changed so much.
Oh, yeah.
They called my mom, and they, we think Joey would really like this. There's this class up north from me in Beckley, which is about 25, 30 minutes. And they're teaching all these new things, like from Scott Blevins and Masters in Line at that time. That's when I'd heard of them. And then first event I went to was where I met Guyton when I was 15. So yeah, it's 5 or 6 years spread out, but I didn't really dance very much when I was 14, 15.
And then went downhill from there.
I guess.
All right, so I have to ask first question because I did a little research today. I took a look at your Copperknot page.
Okay.
What do you think? And I don't know exact numbers, so I'm curious if anybody in the chat's going to chime in on this one. What do you think you've done more of? Written to Britney Spears songs or choreographed with Debbie McLaughlin / Rushton? Because there's a lot of both on that list.
Definitely Debbie.
Because there's a lot of both on that list. I was like, through it. It's like every other one for a while was either written with Debbie or written to Britney Spears.
Yeah, I would probably have to say Debbie. Just because, obviously, it's not a phase. I still think, some of Britney's music is good, danceable. But I guess, Debbie's always relevant in
Right.
life today, whereas Britney's not exactly there
Yeah.
in those terms of writing dances for me right now.
So, obviously, everyone that knows you knows you're really big into CrossFit now. You work out a lot.
Yes,
Being Memorial Day was yesterday, did you do the annual Murph Challenge?
I did not.
Really?
I did not do Murph yesterday. I was out of town, and I actually woke up at 7 because I was going to drive back to West Virginia so I could do it with everybody at Death by CrossFit where I go.
Right.
And I was just like, I am tired. I do not. And where everything's been closed, our gyms were just now able to open.
Right. Yeah.
And so, it's not really safe to have 100 people in the gym at the same
Right.
time. But they come up with a really good idea. They all met at our local track.
Oh, that's cool.
And they did 300 push-ups, 300 air squats.
Oh, nice.
And then the mile run. So they did, they still wore their vests and stuff. So, I will do it eventually this week or next. But I did not get to do the traditional Murph yet.
For those out there who don't know what Murph is a workout of the day, or a WOD, that CrossFit does honoring Michael Murphy, the former Navy SEAL. And it consists of doing 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats, sandwiched between 2 1-mile runs. So you start with a mile run, do all of that, then run another mile, all the time wearing a 20-pound weighted vest. So
that's like you're supposed to do it. Now, for the first 3 years, I never did Murph, prescribed. Right. I never wore the vest. And I never did like the 100 pull-ups first, then the 200 push-ups. I did sets.
Of course.
I did like ups and so I've only done Murph like that once, and I think it took me like 61 minutes or something.
What do you think of the professional obstacle course runner, the guy Hunter Mcintyre, who broke the record on Saturday morning? He broke.
I didn't know.
His goal was to break 30 minutes, and he ended up, the fastest time obviously was back in 2016, done by Josh Bridges, the former military guy, of 34 minutes, and I believe it was 38 seconds, and he broke Josh Bridges' record by 25 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. He didn't break 30 minutes, but he did it in 34 minutes, and I believe it was 13 seconds. I was like, are you kidding me? That's hauling.
Yeah, I'm over here with proud to be under an hour.
That, coming from a guy who used to run cross country and track, that's some crazy, crazy mile times that you have to be able to run.
Even in a vest, and right. A lot of people are like, "Oh, just 200 push-ups," but your body is so fatigued by then.
Right, and if you do it in the order, if you run for a mile, then do 100 pull-ups, then try to do 200 push-ups.
Yeah.
And then your body is trashed doing 300 air squats, then you have to run another mile. That's insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a wheelchair on the ready for me once I get done with those 300 air squats.
Ooh, Carla's got a good question. You've been in 2 music videos. One was a Trisha Yearwood one. What was the other one, and how did you end up in them?
That was Steve Richards' Stomp, actually. He's not like, to be honest, and this is bad, I don't know if he's still making music. This was soon, both of them were around the same time. So I got them from, obviously, Barry and Darianne Amato. I used to, do a lot of events and stuff with them when they would choreograph numbers for people, and like Subway got them to do their convention in Nashville, and Red Hat Society. I don't know, so those ladies are crazy. I mean, just they know how to party. But anyway, they choreographed numbers for them and everything. So they, obviously they're brilliant, and they had an opportunity to do the choreography for Trisha Yearwood. She was just coming back for a new album, and I think it was right close to where she had gotten married to Garth, maybe, because this has been a while ago.
Right.
But anyway, so they asked me if I could be available, and I was. So that was the Heaven, Heartache, and the Power of Love video that I got to shoot with Trisha. And then not long after that, they shot the Steve Richards Stomp video in Nashville at, which was weird, a bar that Garth Brooks had just filmed a music video in like 2 weeks before that. So it's I think it's called like the Elephant Emporium or something. But it's just this super old. I mean, it's not even open. It's just used as a prop.
Okay.
But yeah, they were both behind getting me into both of those videos.
Nice. Fun times. Fun times.
Oh yeah.
What has been your favorite dance you've choreographed?
Oh, it's hard because sometimes you like, oh, this is my favorite, and then nobody likes it. So it's like crap.
That's why I asked what your favorite is, not what everyone else's favorite is.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's hard. Public opinion does. It makes you question.
Well, I had to ask yours because I already know what your favorite dance is because it's your hashtag under your name, and since you don't have Instagram, I put the hashtag Mr. Watermelon Crawl underneath you because we already know what your favorite dance is. That's why I didn't ask you that.
That is my favorite dance to do. I mean, it's not necessarily the most brilliant, but it's just fun for me. My favorite. Oh gosh, I think I'm gonna have to go with circus that I did. Just
Nice.
because I think at the time for me, like arm, it's still to now, arm movements are just not something I do on the regular or in my choreography. I like them in dances, but I've never really put any in there. But I just think for me, it works really well, and I don't know. I haven't done it in 5 years, but I could probably remember it, no problem. So yeah, probably circus.
I was just informed that you were 9 years old when you started dancing with her. Your mama's on.
Oh, is he? Oh my gosh, hey mom.
I'm guessing that's who Sharon Poston Warren is. That's your mom? Yep, I had a feeling.
Okay, yeah. I did say 10, but so 9.
Nice. See, so my question then now is, since it's not, because I remember when you wrote and you debuted Straight to the Castle. What was that like? That contra, going from contra to line, contra to line.
Honestly, like it was probably like I've never had a demo because I hate doing demos, but I've never had a demo give me goosebumps that I've heard. And I'm not trying to talk.
Oh no, I would
myself up or nothing, but like when it started happening, I was like, oh my god, I'm like, and I was like, I was shaking when I was walking off the floor. But yeah, it was like it's a moment I can't describe, but like I have goosebumps now just thinking about it. So like just having Jenny and Dustin on the floor with me.
Yeah, because y'all were your Day of the Dead costumes too from the experience. So y'all were like that song with that costuming and the demo. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, it was like the coolest. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Yeah. I'll never forget that event. Well, for what I remember.
About to say, for what you can remember.
No, I'll never forget that. It was unbelievable, and just the reception that it got. I couldn't ask for more.
And then Hagen bringing all the swords to Windy, having all the swords released at Windy City.
It's like I just couldn't believe. Still, as fast as dances go these days, that there were 200 swords on the floor, and I was like, oh my, and some people didn't even have them, so I was like, this is crazy, and it was, another one of those, like, holy cow, what's happened?
List of top 5 smart ideas to do. Let's give a bunch of drunk line dancers some plastic swords to beat each other with in a ballroom.
Yeah, that might have happened after that.
I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure there's some pictures and videos of people getting attacked with plastic swords afterwards.
Yeah.
Or getting them thrown at each other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, You've obviously choreographed with a ton of people. I could list every co-choreographed dance and all the names, but we'd be here for another 3 weeks. Um, who's on your list that you actually haven't got to choreograph with that you like to choreograph with?
Oh gosh, there's still so many. Um, it's not so no order
No.
at all. Actually. Guillaume, I think his mind is great. I mean, we did work like so. I know we did do the New Orleans dance. Watch the tempo,
Yep.
but I mean as in like just
Right.
a duo.
Right.
Yeah, a duo. Gary. Um, there's I think she did the digital dance weekend too. Jessica Delvin.
Yep.
She's like so cool, and her teaching style is like, I mean, I like everything. She's got really good positive energy.
Yeah,
So,
she does.
but like, I'm like opposite. I'm like, I would love to write with anybody that would want to write with me. So, it's like, it's hard to make a list when there's so many talented people that, maybe I haven't even met yet. Or, I don't know, um, that I don't know choreographs on the regular or even wants to, So, I mean, I'm open for anyone. So, just
I'm actually shocked that you. I'm shocked you and Gary haven't written one, considering y'all do the weekend together. I'm surprised that y'all haven't got together before and done that.
we try, but it's always like when we do make new dances, we're both like, yeah, we made a nightclub, and we're like, crap, we both got nightclubs.
Yep.
So, but it's all about the right song too. Like, there's been times that I've heard a song and I'm just like, Rach, this is
Yeah.
you, and she's like, well, help me, and I'm like, no, this is the song.
Chris asked, which style of music do you enjoy choreographing to the most?
I really like the it's kind of like a two-parter. I like the darker music. I really do like Straight to the Castle, and I did a Muse track one time. But then I really like the quiet, like where you can hear a pin drop on the floor,
Yeah.
and like you have a sweep or something on the floor, you can hear everyone doing it. I'm like, yeah, that's what I wanted. So yeah, I mean, I think it obviously something I guess abstract, not dark message, but or quiet like gosh, I can't remember my own dances. Um, Wiser and older.
Yes.
It's pretty quiet towards the end. It gets a little bit louder, but it's just a really quiet, kind of understated track, um, and it builds nicely. So those two,
Darren says yay for dark music.
right?
And Debbie
I know.
said,
Hey, by the way, I sent him a track, so we are gonna work together. I haven't forgot Darren.
and Debbie said she would like a Joey and Rebecca Lee dance, please.
Oh Lord, yeah. Like it's and it's not a bad thing, but certain people and there's people that have just commented that I not intimidated to work with, but I would have to be like, oh my gosh, I really need to be creative and fresh and not
On your A game.
yeah, not because it makes you nervous,
Oh,
which is a good. I mean, that's why I really like group choreography. 2, 3. I know when you get like up to 4, that's a lot of people to work on one dance. But Rachel told me one time, she's like, you can ask somebody their opinion. That doesn't mean they're co-choreographing with you because a set of 2 sets of eyes are always better than one. So maybe I'm seeing something that doesn't look trippy or faulty or like it doesn't go, but then I could send it to Debbie or Rachel or anyone, and they're like, "You look like you're stumbling a little bit right there," and I didn't see it, So I always welcome feedback and or co-choreography.
what was it like choreographing with, and this had to be interesting, Scott and Guyton at Windy City. That threesome.
It was it was interesting. Just because we ended up with a waltz.
I'm really surprised you didn't end up in a dress for the demo. With Guyton and
you know,
Scott, I was really worried for you.
I couldn't. No, no. It was interesting. I mean, only because I think me and Scott both had no idea Guyton was even there. So, like, at the time, that was not the person we thought was. We didn't actually know. There were whispers it could be Will. There were whispers it could have been Darren. You know, but you don't know, and that's the good thing. But I mean, it turned out really well. I mean, we were just I was in Denmark in February, and they dated it there.
Right.
So it actually, I had got done teaching, and Scott and Guyton were working on it because you know how it goes. I mean, we're all not off on the same hour, so two get to work on it, and then they will show the one that and then later, even when we were all off, we got together and said, okay, let's dance it together, or if you had any ideas by yourself, kind of show the group. And they kind of worked on the end a little bit, and it really just flew together that evening. Phrasing that song, at the time, we just did not know what to do. And then at the end, we were like, we just need 2 restarts. Why are we making this so hard?
Debbie says I need to ask you how much you hated her in January when y'all wrote "Gimme Your Love."
I didn't hate her, but we were at the end of a day. We'd taken every workshop, and I think we both had taught even, or maybe I had taught. She hadn't taught yet, but anyway, I love working with Debbie because she can literally sit somewhere and know what would feel best coming up without getting up and showing me. So that's sometimes we start choreography and she's like, okay, just dance for me a little bit. And she's like, okay, I like that, but I want you to take that and pair it with the 4 steps that you did 30 seconds ago. Now go. And I'm like, I don't remember what I did 30 seconds ago.
Debbie said there was definite hate.
It wasn't a hate. It was, I'm hungry, I'm frustrated. We kind of thought we'd finished it. And then she just, rightfully so, she just wasn't particular on one part. It fit well, but that's like what I meant earlier. Like, she was hearing something that I wasn't necessarily even wanting to hit or realize how much it was in the music on that certain part. I was happy where it hit one part, like the verse, but what she was doing was hitting the verse and the chorus, but I wasn't hearing it in the verse.
Gotcha.
So, it's going to happen, but I still love her. I still loved her that day.
Yes, Maddie B, we will bring up the fact that Joey has Michelangelo driving a Jeep on his shirt. If no one doesn't know, Joey has a slight obsession, and by slight I mean a little over obsession with Michelangelo. So
I do. I love Ninja Turtles. Even growing up, I wasn't huge into cartoons. I mean, it just like Hey Arnold and like Doug. Those were like the 2 cartoons I watched. But like Ninja Turtles, not so much the cartoons, but when the old movies, not the new ones.
The old movies were better.
Like 90s or something. Those were, I have every DVD. One of them is on like the free Vudu channel, so I've watched 1 and 2 just in the past week. So yeah, and then somebody, very, very close friend, she gets mad when I mention a name, but I actually got this shirt made for me because I love Jeeps now. I have a Jeep, and so she put a Ninja Turtle in a Jeep and put it on a shirt for me.
Yeah.
So you probably know, but anyway.
Yeah, and trust me, if anybody doesn't know, just ask Debbie and Kelly and Mandy how we spent an hour in an arcade in Blackpool to make sure Joey left with the stuffed animal of Michelangelo in a ball game.
I had already lost like 25 pounds, and you put one in. one down, and it stuck on the tag. Remember?
Yep.
And I had to come get it off. I said,
Yeah. That's literally how that
but
afternoon
yeah,
went in Blackpool 3 years ago.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
He's in the closet in there.
I'm,
I would go get him, but he's on the top shelf and I can't
you can't
reach
reach
him.
him. You might need to
So
stand on your Jeep to get to him.
when I moved into this place, I just threw like the stuffed animals that I still have, which are all turtles, up there.
Of course.
So now I'm like, if I move, I'm always like, damn, I'm gonna have to get those down.
So, what are you enjoying more of now, CrossFit or line dancing?
Um, it's two totally different things. I think, honestly, when you do like, I miss line dancing like crazy right now. I think I was telling Fred maybe the other day. At the time, right before it happened, like the beginning of the year is always busy with events and and with because I still work here in West Virginia.
Right.
We're very busy the first quarter. My mind is just like, oh my gosh, I need to be home, but I can't be home. And so it was kind of like a tug of war. Like, I always want to be, when I get there, I'm like, oh, I'm having the time of my life. I'm so glad I'm here. But it was the travel leading up to it and
Right.
the getting ready and the missing. So I love both of them probably equally. But, like I've taken a long break from CrossFit the past probably 6 months, even before this, just because, I think it's okay to have to miss something.
Right.
If you're just doing it and you're just filling a spot on the floor, or you're just in it after a paycheck, and I don't mean that for myself, but just in general, in terms, maybe it's time to take a little break. So I think too much of anything can be a lot. So there's been times that I've had too much CrossFit and times that I've had too much line dance. But it's nice to be able to say, I'm just going to take a little bit of a break and come back to them.
Nice. Russell wants to know: Are you still
Oh, God.
are you still training CrossFitters? Are you still an instructor?
I am not right now. No. I am actually looking at getting back into it very soon. That just came about last week, but it kind of I had my L1, which
Right.
is the
Level.
certificate 2 coach.
Yep.
And it expired in October. And like I told you at the time, I was just like, I've done it for 5 years. I still CrossFitted, but I felt like, I didn't want to just to train. I wanted to still feel like it was my first day, and I wasn't necessarily getting that feeling. So now I'm like, the gym mentioned it, and I was like, oh yes, I would definitely love to come back and train. So that'll be in the works as soon as I can get, a certificate back.
Jacqueline Rogers wants to know, how did the whole nickname of Sexy Gerbil come about for Main Attraction?
Because Yanni, they had sent me the song, Kirsten and Yanni, and at the end, she had just said it in a message. It's been so long ago, I can't find it, but she says, I've just got an odd question. I don't want you to think this is like something that I do, but do you hear Sexy Gerbil at the end of the song? And I hadn't up till then. And then when she told me that, if I could go back and listen, I was like, oh my God, it's saying Sexy Gerbil. And then I think at the first event I taught it at in California, I had just told the class, I was honest with them. I said, funny story. Yanni had said, she thinks it says Sexy Gerbil in the back of the song. And the entire class, every single one of them was like, it does. So I think it just kind of dominoed over, and it I don't know why, but it embarrasses me when people yell it out on the floor.
Maddie B wants to know, besides Watermelon Crawl, do you have any newer bar line dances that you are a fan of?
No. I mean, maybe, but the thing is where I don't line dance at home. So I don't get to dance. I haven't line danced apart from on the digital weekends and on like the social distancing and watching everybody online.
Right.
But like to go to a bar, I just kind of like if I like the music or maybe I've had a shot or two. Mom, don't listen. I'm like, oh, I know that one, and I don't know it. So like me and Jesse, Chan, and Gary, that's what we would really like about going to Florida.
Yes.
Because we can literally just go out there and so I don't know the names of them. So I probably do have some, but unfortunately I don't know the names.
So what do you think's more likely to happen this year? Us getting to do a line dance event again in person with people, or Tennessee having a winning season?
They had a winning season last year.
Well,
7-5, and that's good for our strength of schedule, which was number 3 in the nation. But I honestly, I know Tennessee's going to have a winning season because I always go into that saying this is the year.
And then about 4 weeks in, he's yelling at you to turn the damn TV off,
oh, yeah.
like in Nashville this year.
We were 1-5, and I was very upset. But we are going to have a winning season. I think we'll be 8-4, and then I am probably 75% sure that we will have a line dance event.
Nice. I'm probably reaching close to 90 to 95% sure on the second one. I think.
Okay, well, I was too, but I didn't want to overshoot.
No, with everything the way it's been opening up, and with everything with some states being different, a lot's going to depend on the state, and a lot's going to depend on what month it's in.
Yeah, and just like everybody's telling us, if
right,
we can have all of that. We can have football, we can have dance, we can have all of this stuff. I can go to a bar and learn a new dance. If we just, if we're sick, even if it is literally an allergy or a sinus, stay home. You just have to stay in for a day, 2 days till you feel better. And then, we'll eventually, hopefully, come out sooner than later to the good. So, but I'm pretty positive both of those are going to happen.
I love how you put both of those there. Yeah. I'm definitely positive on the second one with the way things are going. B, you talked about this the other day when we were doing the test. I think events in September, October, November, December are definitely going to happen. That's for sure. I was actually shocked with the way Orlando's opening up when Jen said she got the call from the Marriott and the Marriott canceled on her. I was actually shocked about that because Disney and Universal are starting to open up. They're doing partial openings on June 1st. I'm like, and they're canceling. That kind of shocked me. That's why I was like,
yeah. Well, come really far too, like in advance.
Yeah, it did. That's why I was shocked. I'm like, it came in May, and the event's not till July, and they called her. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I guess they, some people that have to fly obviously are going to feel maybe a little more worried about it than somebody that can drive or. So I think the only thing with line dance event is air travel right now.
Yeah, because Vanessa just pointed that out. That's probably going to be the bigger thing because she said hoping the borders open. That will probably be the bigger question is whether or not the international instructors and dancers can get in here.
Right, but they may look a little bit different than normal.
Right.
Simply because people being able to get here or not, if we have a second wave. There's just... It's, so much is out of control, but, we've got a little light at the end of the tunnel maybe with everything opening up. And
yes, we do. I think it can be more positive coming up than more negative for sure. And I know I'm looking forward to getting back to a dance event.
Me too.
I am so looking forward to it. It was so nice. We went we got to go out to dinner for the first time on Friday night to a restaurant, actually dined in. It was at 25%. I'll like Julie says, yeah, we can do Florida and Tennessee. Yes. Come on down. We come on in. Just tell them to open up the border. We'll gladly.
Yeah. I just went to Tennessee a few weeks ago and did the same thing.
Yeah.
Walked into a restaurant and I was like, this is what it's going to look like from now on. You can't eat or sit at the bar. And that's the way it's happening. West Virginia just did this last Thursday. So, I mean, it's just at least we're able to do it,
Right.
So that's what I'm happy about. But at the same time, I'm also I'll wear my mask in a Walmart and crowded spaces and just try to protect everybody else in case I'm, asymptomatic and could give it to somebody. But
The question is, did you get a turtle shell mask?
I couldn't find one.
Anybody out there making masks, you know what to go for a present now. A turtle
Yeah.
shell with an orange band across it.
Or
Don't
Tennessee.
or Tennessee, he'll take either one. Just don't send him
Yeah.
one of like Donatello or Michelangelo. He will.
No, Michelangelo's the one I
I
want.
mean Donatello or Leonardo. He wants
Yeah,
Michelangelo.
Yeah, yeah.
Bridget would like to know: are you going to bring sexy back?
Well, Sexy Back is actually not my line dance. That was Shaz's that I taught in Chicago. She probably knows that. I'm just saying it to give Shaz credit, obviously. Maybe. I feel like I just taught it. Not recently, but I did bring it back at some point. I feel like I did and taught it again. So I don't know. Maybe, but no plans right now.
If you were gonna bring back one dance to start teaching at events, a throwback, which one would it be? What would be your choice?
Um, uh, of my own, probably Postcode Envy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was upset because I knew you wrote to it. I knew y'all had a dance to it, and then did you hear the country remake of it? I forget who did it, but I was like,
Good.
oh, this would be awesome. Yeah. I'm like, of course, that's the song. I go, I can't.
Yeah.
He's like, why? I go, Joey has a dance to this. I go, I can't do that. No. I go, I'm like, oh, it was such a good remake of it. I was like, oh.
Oh, good. Well,
Ooh, Julie Dixon has a good question, and this plays off of my show from last Thursday. What's your views on releasing new dances at the moment?
um,
If it was anybody probably besides Julie that asked this question, because I'm like, I'm not crossing Mama.
no, right. Um, it's been so nice to have no pressure and no obligation, and there's still not. Um, so I'm only speaking personally for me. I think this is such a great time to catch up and to maybe try and get something out there. Like I'd spoken earlier, that sometimes what you love in your living room isn't what
Right.
it turned out to be the first time you taught it. So you just dropped it, or maybe there was you come out with 3 new dances all at once, and when that happens, one is definitely going to get dropped because there's going to be a favorite, then there's going to be a second, and then the third one. By the time the third one will have any kind of daylight,
Right.
it's 3 months down the road, and people that are really diehard hardcore already know those 3.
Right.
So the 2% of that, but there's still 80% of people out there that missed out on this one little one over here that maybe you were really happy with. And so I don't think new ones are a necessity right now. And I'm not trying to upset anybody by saying
Oh, of course
that.
not. No. That's all we totally
Like,
asked. It was your opinion, not anybody else.
yeah, yeah. It's just a focus for myself is okay. I need to remember my own number one that I've already choreographed. So when they are played at events, I can get out there and somebody asks me how's it start, I can tell them. So yeah, I don't see them as a necessity, but if that's what an individual wants, that's absolutely okay.
Of course. Trevor asked me this question. I wasn't able to answer it, and I think I asked someone last week this question. If you could go back and re-choreograph any of your dances?
Apple bottom jeans.
Really? Look at he had that. He was ready for that one. He was wanting to answer that question. Really?
Yeah. Apple bottom jeans. I hate it.
Wow. Okay.
You know why? I really like. I wouldn't change a lot.
Just certain parts.
Yeah, because I mean,
stuff you hear now than you didn't hear then.
Yeah, I like the beginning. And I like the little the part that is about the sneakers and you raise your heels off the ground. I like that bit. I hate the walk around, and at one point I smacked my butt or my hip. I was like, what am I doing?
Okay, I'm pretty sure not a single woman out there would want you to take that part out of the dance because they want to watch that when you teach it. You can't. That's the part they want you to keep.
I pretty much refuse to do that, Dan. I've done it like one time because somebody asked me recently, too. But it just feels clumsy. Like it just felt clumsy, and maybe because in my mind I already had my mind made up about it that I didn't like it. But yeah, so I would definitely redo that one.
And thank you, Big Jim. He just put it in there. That way you can check it out later. It was Craig Campbell that did Royals. For
okay.
the country version. He put it up there because I'm like I couldn't think of the country guy off the top of my head, but I knew Jim would find it. Thank you, Jim, for posting that as well as all the other links to all the step sheets that we've been talking about of all the dances.
Oh yeah.
Now I'll ask you the other question I would like to know. This came from Philip Sabril. Put this in a question answer. I think it was Digital Weekend 1 or something like that. Dance that he'd wish he'd choreographed, and he answered natural selection. And so I'm gonna ask you if there's any dances out there that were written besides the watermelon crawl. We're banning you from answering the watermelon crawl. Any dances out there that you would wish you did?
I wouldn't the watermelon crawl. I would just maybe put a couple restarts in it.
No, but is there any dances out there that you would wish that you had written?
Oh, yeah, plenty. Addicted by Rachel. I love that dance. I can't remember the name of it. Somebody's going to Darren, just the last place we were in at Big Bang, he taught one there, and I didn't make it to the class, but I absolutely love it, and I tried to pick it up later on the floor, but it has like a box, a 3/4 turn box, basic, doing nightclub basics, and I can't remember the name. Somebody will hopefully, but I love it. Like it was the coolest. So yeah, those two right now. Instead of racking my brain for all these names.
I was just Debbie says it's unforgettable, and so did JP.
Yeah,
unforgettable. He just taught he just taught that, if I'm not mistaken, last week or the week before on I believe it was Streamline. He taught it. He just taught that recently again.
Yeah, that's it.
So Marianne asked if I can have you say 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know why, but apparently they like it when you say 5, 6, 7, 8. That you have this nice twang.
Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There you go. Yep.
That's funny because every time, like, it's just anytime I'm in England and like I walk by Julie or Debbie or Paul or any of these people, or Teresa, all I ever hear is and 5 because they're copying me when I'm teaching. Literally, as I walk by, they're like, "There goes and 5."
All right, so I'm gonna ask the unbearable question now, the one I've asked everybody else. If money was no object, and I think I know that half your answer to this. If money was no object, where would you hold a line dance event? And who would be the first 5 instructors? It's not the only 5. The first 5 instructors you'd call up and ask. I think I know where you would put it because we've discussed the event you were trying to do. Do what?
Oh,
Your dream place. So I figured I knew
Yeah,
the where.
I've already. I'll go a little bit further. This is not where I want to hold the event, but the number one place I would love to go would be Australia.
Oh, there you go.
The place that I would love to have an event is at where Dirty Dancing was filmed. It is literally like 40 minutes from here. I've already kind of been through some contact with them a few years, like 2 years ago.
About to say multiple times.
Multiple. It is very expensive. It's called Mountain Lake. If you just Google it, you can go and you'll recognize it immediately. The whole movie was not filmed there, but 60%,
Yeah.
70% was. And I would only have 100 attendees because I want it to be about the experience, not dance. Obviously, that's what brings us there, but I want us to have the experience. The 5 instructors would be definitely Debbie, Rachel, Fred, Shane, and oh gosh.
He made it through 4. That was impressive.
Well, it's just now I'm like this isn't only
Right.
Niels.
I can pick.
Yeah, but now that I'm thinking, now my business mind's like, I'm like, that's going to cost me a crap load of money.
But
So
money's no object.
Oh, it's no object. Okay.
Yeah, money was no object.
Oh, yeah, that's good then. Yep.
And I can already envision the photo shoot we could have. We could redo the scene from where Baby was carrying the watermelons with Neil, but have Niels do it.
See what's so funny? They actually have shirts there that say "I carried a watermelon." But yeah, so it is honestly, and it still could happen. It was just at the time, and it's a seasonal thing there because so many weddings, and they get so much money for the barn where we would do most of our dancing. It's just crazy amount. They can rent that barn out like twice a day.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely be a fun time. I get Niels to replicate that, and we could redo the whole movie and just change up the characters.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'll just, I'm gonna tease people a little bit because hopefully at some point we'll get to do it. They were gonna show us the movie on Thursday night. And pop us popcorn and do all that, and then we would go on the tour. And then on Friday, we would have cocktail hour out on the gazebo, and they would put the lanterns and stuff like they did in the movie up on the gazebo.
That'd be fun. That would be awesome. That would definitely be an awesome time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just getting logistics, and if money was no object,
there would be no logistics. There we go.
We would be on year 3.
Right.
So yeah.
Big Jim says it might be dangerous to have you go to Australia because a kangaroo might try to put you in her pouch.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been training as much, so I probably can't fit.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, I have one more question.
Okay.
So, if you could combine your two loves of holding CrossFit and line dance, how would you do it at one event?
At one event?
At one event.
Okay, so separate things, but have the same thing going on.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I think it would be, I would just have a competition, like a CrossFit competition, and open it for, a local gym, wherever we were. Let's say we were going to have it in Nashville, Tennessee, because I love it there.
There you go.
So we would have like a second ballroom, and during maybe a 2-hour intermission or an hour intermission, from line dance, the line dancers could go over if they chose to and watch, and then also I could do like a brand new level, like a never ever done CrossFit, no weights,
Have them do a little
but
competition.
yeah, have a little competition for the line dancers. That's or like a little ollie class and teach them
There
a
you go.
barbell move. So yeah, it could be done. It would just I would see many opting out of learning a barbell movement to go have a beer.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I do see tons of the people we know opting out to go have a beer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would probably be one of them if I
You would
would
be
be
teaching
alive.
it though. We just have to bring the beer to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we just have canned beer, so we'd be along with the guidelines. We would be safe. So yeah,
There
that's
you go.
that's what I was. Now I'm thinking, oh, that's a good idea.
That's what I'm here for. So, well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It was a blast that we
Yeah,
finally got this to work out. Uh,
I know.
so, for everyone, thank you guys for tuning in at home. It was awesome having you guys join me and Joey here. If you have nothing to do after this, please go over to the Retro Dancing page. The lovely and talented Joe Thompson Samansky is teaching
Go,
there.
Joe.
So tune in tomorrow. We got the lovely Maggie Gallagher over from Ireland is going to be joining me on the highway at the same time, same channel. I haven't announced Thursday or Friday yet. I will announce Thursday right now. Thursday is going to be Tim Johnson, all the way from England. Choreographer of Tick Tick Boom, one of them. Mi Gusto. He won WDM a couple years ago with Gemma. So that I'm going to get to chat with him. Friday, I will tell you, we are going to have another roundtable discussion. It is going to be on the topic of trying to get younger dancers into line dancing, what it takes to get them in the bars, at events, different things of why we don't think more younger people dance over here in the States and abroad, and what we could do. I will not tell you the entire lineup. There will be 4 of us again. I will tell you one of them, JP Potter, will be returning at my side. So me and him will be 2 in the 4. I will release the other 2 names tomorrow. So you can tune in on Friday to watch that show. I did make sure to put the roundtable on Friday. That way, in case we go over this time. So tune in tomorrow, guys. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hope you enjoyed me and Joey. Later.
Bye, everybody. Later.